Hello, and welcome to the Jared Hurst Podcast. This podcast is a place of transformation, growth, spirituality, and connection. Now, if you're somebody that used to listen to my podcast on a regular basis, or somebody that still does, you've noticed that I haven't been on my podcast for a while. And if you listened to my previous episode, then you know that I said I was going to have moments where I take a break, where I don't necessarily post all the time. I've been trying to decide if I even wanted to do this episode, and I decided that I did. The reason that I've been taking so much time to myself and the reason that I haven't been working on the podcast is twofold. One, it has been a very emotional year. I've had some really hard things come into my life, and I had to really think about this. I ended up kind of focusing on me. I ended up focusing on processing and working through the stuff that was coming into my life. I had this moment where I looked at it and I said, have I taken a step back? Have I digressed on some level? And I think the answer is no. It's been an interesting year. It feels like a year that has gone by incredibly fast, and it feels like a year where I have spent a lot of time working on me. And when I look at the reasons that I have disappeared at times from my podcast, the reasons that I've spent all this time working on myself and all this time processing emotion, I've been very proud of how I've handled that. Because the reality is, when I look back at my life in the past, I do not believe that I would have handled the things that have occurred this year the way that I have in past years. I can see huge growth in my life and in the way that I process and handle situations. I'm really proud of the ways that I was able to manage what I was going through, the way that I was able to grow and develop through the things that happened in my life. And I think there's a really important lesson to be learned here. Just because things are not going smoothly, it doesn't mean that you have taken a step back. And there's a really important concept that a lot of people I've noticed have lost sight of. And that is the most important thing that we can be doing in our life is taking care of ourselves, helping ourselves to grow, helping ourselves to have our needs met, helping ourselves to understand ourselves. Basically, everything that I talk about on the podcast. Self-love is so important. I know so many people that they basically abandon themselves. Everybody else's needs are so important that their own needs go to the wayside. And the reality is that you have more to give to the world around you and the people that you love as you take care of yourself. I have a lot of different friends, both genders, and I have a lot of conversations with those friends. And I can see patterns for people that sit back and focus on their children to the detriment of themselves. Where I see people that they say, I can't make time for me. And then because they don't make time for themselves and they don't fill their needs, and they don't really do the things in order to help them process what's coming into their lives, it actually hurts the people around them. I've got a friend, we were having this discussion about having joy and gratitude for the things that come into our life and learning how to focus on the things that will be of the most benefit to us. And when we sit and hyperfixate on the negatives, that just breeds more negative energy. And she talked to me about how she could see it, how there was times in her life where she was in a state of love, gratitude, and appreciation, even around people that weren't necessarily being a positive influence in her life. And when she was in that positive state, she could see her children thrive. She could see the way that they interacted with her ex, and with the world that they lived in. And then there was this period of time where all of a sudden she shifted and she started focusing on the negatives. And then she noticed a shift in her children, and her children started becoming more belligerent, talking back, being more aggressive with her. Some of them ended up struggling with their emotions and their overall state of mind. And then she switched back. She started focusing on the joys and taking care of herself. And she noticed that her children, they didn't correct to the point that everything went away. I'm not suggesting that the people in our lives immediately just everything is hunky-dory and happy when all of a sudden we focus on joy, love, and gratitude. But when she did, she noticed a perceptible shift in her children. And that is one story, and I could tell you numerous stories from men with their children, from women with their children, from interactions with their partners, from interactions with their friends. Like, just the world goes better when we spend the time to take care of ourselves. When we are in a positive emotional state, because we're working through our emotions and letting go the things that no longer serve us, because we are healing the things that are wounded inside of us, because we take care of our needs, not to the detriment of other people. I'm not suggesting to be selfish or narcissistic, but to the point where we do prioritize taking care of ourselves so that we can, one, have the life that we deserve to have, but two, so that we have more to give to the people around us. It just makes life better. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am working really hard on getting my emotional and mental state to the next level that I want to be at. From the time I started this podcast until now, I have continued to grow. I have no doubt that I'm a better person now than I was when I started the podcast. And I believe that when I started the podcast, I was in a good spot and I had a lot to offer people. But I feel like I have even more to offer now. And now I'm prioritizing me. I'm prioritizing my needs, because the truth is I'm putting a lot of effort into not only being the emotional and mental version of myself that I know I'm capable of, but I'm also spending a lot of time caring for myself in the form of creation, in the form of building the life that I desire. And the best way I can help other people is for me to get my emotional and mental space straight and create things that can benefit other people's lives. Me doing a podcast every week, I believe that it's very helpful. I think I make a difference in the world with it. And at the same time, I'm creating things now that are going to be able to help me better on a financial space that allows me to be able to give even more to the world. I've got to take care of my needs in that arena, because I do well in real estate. and I definitely am able to take care of my needs through there. But I want to get to where I am able to create more and more wealth through helping other people. Because as I do that, I have even more energy and more time that I can focus on helping even more people. So right now I'm putting a lot of energy into a couple of projects that I believe have that ability, that have the ability to help me both on a financial aspect and help other people on a mental and emotional space as well. And that's not selfish. Taking care of myself helps me take care of more people. And you taking care of yourself helps you take care of more people. If you're worried that you're becoming too center focused, then have somebody that helps keep you in check. Do check-ins with yourself to see if you're still on the path. Most people that are actually worried about becoming too self-focused are not the people that need to worry about it. The people that probably need to worry about becoming too self-focused aren't really worried about other people and how their decisions are influencing others. So if you're somebody that's really nervous about that, you're probably okay. Anyway, I wanted to give you that check-in. That's where I'm at. I have had a bit of a roller coaster this year. I've had some really powerful, really strong moments. And I've had some really hard processing moments. But that's okay. That doesn't mean something's wrong. I think there's a lot of people that look at life and say, if things aren't good all the time, then that means I'm doing something wrong. If I'm having a moment of grief or a moment of sadness, then I'm doing something wrong when I have to worry about this person. It's like, no. My family doesn't need to worry about me. I'm just going through a time of challenge, and that's not a bad thing. I'm great. I'm really proud of how I've handled it, and I'm really grateful for the challenges that have come into my life because they've helped me develop, and they've helped me see where I've grown, and they helped me see where I still need to grow. And the same thing is true for you. I don't know when my next episode will come out. I have stuff all the time that comes into my mind that I think I could make an episode about that. But it just comes down to, am I in the space where that's what I want to do with my time? Where that's the best use of my time? And for the next little bit, I don't think it will be. I think a lot of what I'm going to do for the next little bit is build something amazing. I'm going to really focus on creation right now. Creation and transformation. That's my life at the moment. Thanks for listening. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Reach out to me if you need me. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Until next time, remember that you're not alone.